Welcome back to the News God, your most trusted source for global news. Now, in the most dramatic step in years to reduce the population at the U.S. military prison in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, the Biden administration has transferred 11 Yemeni detainees to Oman after holding them for more than 2 decades without charge. The Pentagon confirmed the resettlement of 11 Yemeni detainees from the detention facility at Guantanamo Bay to the Government of Oman on Monday, January 6, 2025. The transfer was the latest and most significant drive by the Biden administration in its last weeks to cleanse Guantanamo of the last remaining detainees who were never charged with a crime. Monday's transfers were originally scheduled to happen in October 2023. Still, they were halted at the last minute due to concerns in Congress about instability in the Middle East following the Hamas attack on Israel. The latest release brings the total number of men detained at Guantanamo to 15. That's the fewest since 2002, when the late George W. Bush administration turned Guantanamo into a detention site for the predominantly Muslim men taken into custody around the world in what U.S. called its, in quote, war on terror. The U.S. invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq and military and covert operations elsewhere followed the September 11, 2001 Al-Qaeda attacks. The men in the latest transfer included Shakawi al-Hajj, who had undergone repeated hunger strikes and hospitalization at Guantanamo to protest his 21 years in prison, preceded by 2 years of detention and torture in CIA custody, according to the U.S.-based Center for Constitutional Rights. Rights groups and some lawmakers have pushed successive U.S. administration to close Guantanamo or, failing that, release all those detainees never charged with a crime. Guantanamo held about 800 detainees at its peak. In addition to the human rights complaint, transferring prisoners to other countries represents a huge financial savings to the U.S., which spends more than $1 billion a year on Guantanamo's court and prison. Each inmate held there cost American taxpayers an estimated $50 million a year, compared to about $80,000 annually per inmate at a U.S. supermax facility. The transfer announced Monday leaves 6 never-charged men still being held at Guantanamo, 2 convicted and sentenced inmates, and 7 others charged with the 2001 attacks. The 2000 bombing of the U.S. Cove and the 2002 bombings in Bali. As the world watches the development unfolding in Guantanamo, it is essential to remember that the closure of the detention center is not just a matter of numbers, but also of justice and human rights. The international community must continue to push for transparency, accountability, and a commitment to upholding the principles of human dignity. The transfer of these 11 Yemeni prisoners is a step in the right direction, but it is only the beginning of a long and complex process toward closure and redemption. The question remains, what's next for the remaining 15 detainees? And will the U.S. finally be able to close the book in its dark chapter in history? Only time will tell. Anyways, let us know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Don't forget to like and share our content as well.